Hello YouTube and welcome. In this video I'm taking Vman's 512GB image that everyone seems really ecstatic about, me included. I knew it was a great image when I let hands on it, but there's been a few fixes and I want to go ahead and show those in this video. Number one, there's been a fix for 4K HD TVs. There was an issue where that games like Game Boy, Game Gear, handheld systems, the bezel, it wouldn't stretch out to the full size of the bezel. The other thing that was happening was with full screen games like Naomi and things like that, it was downgrading to 30 FPS or lower frame per second versus what it should be playing at. So Vman went ahead and fixed that. I'll show you how to fix that script. Number two, I want to show you how to update your kernel and your Retropie setup so that you can be on the latest version of Retropie. What that'll allow you to do is have like the latest emulator cores, some fixes that just run a little better and make sure you have the latest and the greatest. And then thirdly, one of the most common questions I have, because a lot of people don't want to spend $100 on a micro SD card, is how to put this on a hard drive. I have to tell you that putting on an SD card is by far, just buy the SD card, do it, you're all good. You're only saving 20, 30, 40 bucks. But I understand that's save that money. Don't let me stop you, but I'll show with you the code you need to do in order to run this off of a hard drive. Unfortunately, you do need an SD card and a hard drive, so you need like an 8GB SD card plus the 512GB hard drive or larger to do that. But I'm actually running it on a little external hard drive. If you run it on an SSD, it might even perform better, but so far, I'm really enjoying it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into those three things. Vman himself has his own script set up where you can go over here and go to Vman PostScripts and go ahead and run this. And what this does is it'll fix. There's no ROMs on this. It's not replacing any ROMs. It's simply fixes. For example, there is a code that will automatically tell the TV to stretch or not stretch. And what that's done is it's fixed a lot of those handheld games and also your 4K TV issues. There's been people that actually bought special adapters just to get the 4K working. Now my TV, it seemed to work just fine on my TV. There's like only one or two systems that were off, but after this fix, it should be 100% good to go. So small little fix, but all you got to do is connect your Pi to the internet. I have mine plugged into a network cable. You can go ahead and set up your Wi-Fi just right over here under network tools if you don't have it set up. And then once you're on the Wi-Fi, you just go ahead and hit this Vman build fixes, and it should run a script and automatically grab those fixes for you. Well, after that, after you click OK. Okay, and then it will automatically reboot the image, and we're done with that step. We now have the latest scripts, and now we've fixed our 4K TV amongst a couple other fixes. For this next part, you want to also be on the Wi-Fi, but you want to hook a keyboard. I'm going to go ahead and hit F4 on my keyboard. All right, I think I got this right now. Double check your spelling. Let's go ahead and give that a shot. Hey, that looks pretty good. We say yes. All right, so next thing we'll do Raspberry Pi setup. RPI-update. Just say yes to that question. All right, once we're done, we'll do a sudo reboot. So we're rebooted on the image. The next thing we want to do is update Retropie in the cores. Go ahead and hit F4 again on your keyboard. I'll go ahead and plug in the script or what you want to type in here. It's sudo. We want to just open up Retropie setup as an admin here. So it should just go ahead and prompt you to this blue screen. Then we're going to go down to S, update Retropie script, say yes. It's going to go ahead and fetch the latest Retropie script. Well, first you have to say okay. Then it'll go and fetch the latest script for you. And then once you've installed the script, all we got to do is install the core packages. So we're going to go ahead and manage packages, manage core packages, and then U, and then yes. And once this is done, you're actually all done updating, but there's a couple of fixes you need to do to get the image back to the state it was in when you first started. So in order to do that, you want to go ahead and go back. The first one's in here, configuration and tools. Go down to splash screens. And these are those screens that show up when you boot up the image. Oh, mine's enabled because I already did this, but this is going to say disabled. See where it says enabled on number 3? But so now it's going to look like that. So you want to just go ahead and redo your randomizer. Vman has some really cool custom themes on this image, and what that's going to do is just allow you to get those themes up again. And now it took me back to the command line. I'd probably just reboot again. That'd be the easiest way. Just type reboot. All right, and for our last step, very easy. You want to go ahead and hit F4 to go back to command line, and this time all you have to do is do 2P tab. So the number 2, the letter P, and then tab on your computer, and then that'll type fix play and then enter. So that fix play just automatically, when you hit tab, will show up. This is the Playbox toolkit over here. And we just want to go ahead and fix the Retropie menus. Number 1, super easy to do. And then we want to set our region. This is going to help you with your Wi-Fi and other little things. So I'm in region 4 in the United States. Just pick your region wherever you live in the world. And then now we are finally done applying all these changes. Let's just go ahead and do a reboot, and you have a fully updated image. Feel free to do this every 6 months or however often you want, and it'll do those fixes. All right, so here I am on the right side here. My G drive, although it doesn't look like it, is a 1 terabyte USB 3.0 hard drive, and it's self-powered. It's just a USB 3.0 cable. It doesn't have its own standalone power. I haven't found an issue with it yet. The old Pi 3 required you to have a plug-in power. This one should be fine. All I did was I right-clicked it. I went ahead and hit format, and just make sure you format it as an exFAT, and then just keep it blank. Now you're ready. Then I have my SD card. I use an SD card formatting program, and just make sure your SD card as well. I think you can even probably just get away with the Windows one, and just do format, exFAT, and then you're done. I've already done this, so that's why there's already files in here. I'm just explaining each step. So you then have 2 blank drives. So now you have to actually copy the image. So let's say you have a copy of the image ready to go. As long as the hard drive is bigger than 500 gigabytes, you should be fine. You can use a 2 terabyte, a 3 terabyte, it doesn't matter. You go ahead and you have to burn the image. You don't just drop the image. You don't just grab the image from your download folder and drop it in. You have to use a copying program like Etcher is a great one. All I would do is I go select image, go ahead and find my image, the ISO file you have, select target. So this particular target, I'm going to be using my 2 terabyte hard drive here. So go ahead and hit continue. I'm not going to flash it yet because I already did it, but you're going to go ahead and hit flash right here. There's an exclamatory mark because it's like you already have stuff on there. And then my image would now be on the hard drive. You would think you'd be done then. You could just go plug the hard drive into the Pi. However, it's not going to boot properly. So what I did was when the hard drive was all done, you'll notice that in your Windows file system, it doesn't come up as 2 terabytes. You might be like, oh my God, my hard drive's corrupt. No, it's fine. It's just in a different file structure that Windows is not recognizing. So, but you can still access it. As you see here, I have access to it. So that's what I did next. Is the files I did have access to, which are part of the boot directory, which boots up your Raspberry Pi, you want to go ahead and Control A, Control C, copy it all, or right click and copy, and then paste it all into here to the SD card. And basically that's what's going to boot up your Pi until it switches over to your hard drive. Now you would think you'd be done again, but you're not. Go ahead and go to the command line.txt. Go ahead and open with Notepad's okay. I like WordPad because you can use spacing. It just looks better. So this is the one on my SD card. I'm just going to go ahead and write SD up here for our reference, but make sure we delete that later. And then over here, remember on the right side, we have our 2 terabyte, our main hard drive. Let's go ahead and open that one as well. And so on this one, we wanted to say root equals /dev SDA2. The one on your hard drive, don't worry about it. You're all good. The other thing is this might not be changed yet, but it might say root fs type equals ex4. Make sure it says that on your SD card's command line. I just opened them both up so you can compare them, but I'm actually not going to be doing anything with my command line file for my hard drive. The other thing you want to add is at the end USB hid.quirks equals 0 times 16C0 colon 0x 05EL colon 0x840 space root delay equals 10. Try that out. That's what worked for me. All right, now we're all done. We saved it. This is our SD card. This is our hard drive. We'll unplug them both, put the SD card in the Pi, put the hard drive in the Pi, and boot it right up. So there you have it, those 3 things. It's a great image. You can see I made a video on how to actually run this on a 4K TV, and it looks gorgeous. This is really a great image, and the Raspberry Pi 4 definitely keeps the Raspberry Pi legacy alive and lets you play even more of your most favorite retro games. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.